As I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, know, November 12, 2018, we lost the man, the myth, the legend, the Generalissimo, Stan Lee, at 95. I was at work on break when I found out, and it was really hard to get through the rest of the shift. And, you know, sometimes celebrities die, and in the back of your mind it's like, oh, that's sad, and it doesn't hit you as hard. But I mean, Stan Lee was a lot of my childhood, so I really just want to make this video as kind of a tribute to his memory, to celebrate the life that he had and that the childhood he gave me, along with millions of others. Growing up, well, we had an old Dell computer, and one of the games that we had for it was a PC game called How to Draw the Marvel Way for Windows 95 and 98. I played that game so much growing up. I never got really good at drawing from the game, but I played that game on then because there were always little puzzles in there, there were comics to read, spot the difference games, stuff like that. I was simple to please with video games as a kid, Ruth. But Stan Lee narrated the entire game, so I was familiar with who he was really before. Like, I don't think I'd ever read a Thor comic or a Namor the Submariner comic. I mean, there were some comic characters I didn't even know existed yet, and I knew about Stan Lee. But everything you did, he always narrated it in the game. It was great. It's like, what, you do a spot the difference game, and finally you find all 5 things, and it's like, let's see how you did. You know, it was just a voice of approval in my childhood. And that game itself means a lot to me because How to Draw the Marvel Way. For some reason, it was set in like a comic studio, like at a artist's desk, and but one of the things you could do is mess with the radio, and one of the stations on there actually introduced me to one of what wound up being one of my favorite groups. Still is one of my favorite groups to listen to, even though they haven't really been active as much as I'd like. I think the last time they did something, they did the Schnitzel song for the 2005 movie Hoodwinked. But they're a husband and wife group called Fleming and John. I love their songs, and if I could get away with playing some of their music in this video, I would. I guess I'll find out when I'm editing and putting it up. But, you know, I loved those songs, and so that stuck with my brain, connected that to Marvel and Stan Lee as well. When I was growing up in the Panhandle, I had the first few episodes of the X-Men animated TV show from the 90s on VHS. I loved the Spider-Man TV show from the 90s, and sometimes in the morning on weekdays you'd get to watch the 60s, or maybe it was 70s, I can't remember, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. And comics, when you're not really the most social butterfly, comics are a great way to enjoy your time, enjoy your life. So much imagination put into those stories, the characters that were created. See, I don't know why I'm getting this emotional about this. I mean, well, I do know why. I mean, like I said, Stan Lee was a big part of my childhood. Um, in the movie Spider-Man 3, there's a lot wrong with that movie. There is. But Stan Lee's cameo comes to mind when thinking about all this. Hmm. Mm. Hmm. Stan Lee's cameo in that movie was just one line talking to Peter Parker saying, "You know, I guess one man can really make a difference." Well, that was Stan Lee. And he will be missed.